Welcome to another edition of the Slate. It is December 16, 2020, and we are on the slate tonight is AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT. That's right. That's what we got going on the slate tonight, folks. Thank you for joining me as we get all revved up and prepared and all hyped. And I don't know why I was rubbing my arms like kind of like I'm like oiling myself up to watch wrestling. That's the weirdest thing. It's not as if it's not as if I'm actually performing. I'm not a wrestler. I don't understand what I was doing. But hey, one thing I do understand is talking about professional wrestling. That's something I can do. That's something I'm pretty decent at. We're gonna do that for the next half hour or so here on a Wednesday night, busiest night of the wrestling week, unquestionably. Although you could make an argument these days that the Tuesdays are getting a little busy as well. But hey, you know what? It's busy enough, but also not too busy to allow or to see people join me live here tonight in the chat room right here on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. Brian Payne is here. Hello. How are you doing? Flowman is here as well. Hello. How are you doing? The Yankee Power is here. Hello. How are you doing? DGM says hello. How you doing? Hello. How you doing? Good to see everyone tonight here on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. And hey, this is cool. It's fun. And hey, we continue these discussions and these talks about professional wrestling. We all talk about these on the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord, which you can join. It's a good time. It's a fun place to come around and chat about professional wrestling and other things. There are off-topic channels there as well, so it's good to see you. The round 124, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. As we move into the territory of tonight's proceedings here on a Wednesday night, the Wednesday Night Wars. I think we got to start talking about AEW Dynamite. How about that? Because they're per usual, they just stack everything. They just keep, like, the whole show is planned out. Everything is out there, or at least most of what they have in store. It's all there. And again, you look at everything going down. It's like, wow, this is there's a lot of stuff going on tonight. So let's talk about it. Let's dive right in. Start talking about Hangman Adam Page teaming up with John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order to take on Matt Hardy and the Private Party. This is all part of the ongoing storyline where they're angling to get, they being the Dark Order, specifically Silver and Reynolds and Evil Uno, are angling to get Hangman Adam Page to join the Dark Order. And these are things that transpired on Dynamite, but also on BTE. It's one of these where if you haven't been watching BTE, you might be missing out on some shenanigans, or at least some correlations, things going on. But I mean, even if you're not watching BTE, you can still appreciate what's going on here. It's maybe not as maybe you won't be as invested in it. Let's put it that way. You won't be as invested in it. But versus so they'll be going up against Matt Hardy and the Private Party. Matt Hardy, who is changing his gimmick around, not exactly going in as Broken Matt or anything. Like, I don't know if he gave it a name yet. Maybe he has. But like, he's kind of like inspirational speaker Matt, like guru Matt. He knows just about everything, and he's trying to be inspiring, trying to get people to talking about his experience and all the things that he's done, all the accomplishments that he's established. Iconic Matt Hardy, says Flowman, and I think you're right. I think you're right, because I was like, it seems to me he gave it a name, but I couldn't quite remember off the top of my head. Look, he's clearly like slowly setting into a more heel type persona here. So I don't know how long he's going to remain connected with Private Party, who I don't think will be turning heel anytime soon to join Matt on the dark side of professional wrestling. But yeah, there's definitely something that's going to transpire out of this. I kind of think that Matt is going to move on from Private Party. We'll see how long it takes, but that's cool. I mean, clearly Matt just wants to do something on Dynamite, and he wants to do something creative that'll be fulfilling for him. So hopefully they can give him something can happen here. I don't think there's going to be any resolutions here. I'm hoping for some story bumps in both situations, though. Should be a fine match. Should be okay. Hangman is great. Silver's entertaining. I'm not a fan of Private Party. I think Private Party got a good initial wind, but I think I don't know. Like, I've talked about it on the mainstream, which happens every Thursday night, like tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to join me for the live recording of that. But I talked about it on the main podcast a couple of times. Like, Private Party feels like they've lost a step, and they're not quite as crisp as they were when they started. You know, that initial match that they had with the Young Bucks last year in the tournament. I feel the tank is running a little bit on E. That's just me, right? So, I mean, there's no way that this match is going to be bad by any stretch of the imagination, but, we'll see what happens. Then we have that big match that was supposed to be a seven-man tag team match, opposing various people against the Inner Circle. Turns out that Wardlow will not be able to make it to the show tonight because of family issues. Hopefully everything is all right with our boy Wardlow, but we're still getting a 12-man dance, I guess. 12-man tag team match, essentially. So on one side, you're going to have the Inner Circle, composed of Chris Jericho, MJF, Sammy Guevara, Santana and Ortiz, and Jake Hager. And on the other side, you're going to have the Best Friends, Top Flight, and the Varsity Blondes squaring off. Good to see Top Flight keeping it going on TV. So that's cool. Okay, so my feeling is pretty much the same as I had last week. When it was initially supposed to be 14 people, now it's 12. I don't think that two people less is going to make that much of a difference in my mind. I thought last week when I saw this match, I was like, this is just going to be chaotic. It's just going to be like one huge cluster, right? That's all I saw here. Just bodies and people and chaos, and Rick Knox refereeing the whole thing, because you put Rick Knox in these types of matches because there's no way you'll be able to control everything. So I was kind of apprehensive, and I was like, to me, booking 14 people in a tag match, it's not a selling point. It's not something where I go, oh wow, look at all these people in a tag match. I'm like, what is this going to turn out like? But I find that AEW has a good record in making good out of extremely chaotic situations. So I'm not entirely poo-pooing this. I'm going in, sort of apprehensively. I'm like, we'll see how it goes here. One step at a time. I think personally, the Inner Circle are going to win this one here. I think the Varsity Blondes are there. That's of course Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison, of course. I think that they're in this match to take the pin. That's my gut feeling. But yeah, we'll definitely see how this develops. clearly the best friends are at the disadvantage here with these 4 other guys, which they have no real connection with, while the Inner Circle is a unit. It's a team. Like it all just makes sense for them to win here. Maybe continue on that feud that Santana and Ortiz and the best friends have. That'd be cool too. Probably get some Inner Circle tension throughout the match. Maybe the best friend. You know what? We're thinking out loud here, folks. Maybe this is being set up so that we can have a situation where the Inner Circle have a little more tension, a little more frustration, and allows, let's say, Trent to get the pin on someone on the Inner Circle side. It could be that. But I kind of feel connected to my initial point where I think the Varsity Blondes are there to eat the pin. I really think that's what it is. See what happens, right? We're gonna get a Cody Rhodes match. He's gonna be facing Angelico. Okay. All right. That's something that's going to happen. I'm fully expecting some. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for the pun? Are you ready for it? I'm fully expecting some Shacknanigans tonight. Thank you very much. No, please, you're too kind. Please sit. Thank you. I've been working on that one all day. Oh, come on, chat. William Davis, hello. Welcome to the chat. Well, if not Shaq, I think they're going to try and reinforce Brandy's feud with Jade. What's her name? Jade. I don't know. This one feels expedited, a little thrown together haphazardly. I don't know. We'll see how this goes, but for now, I'm kind of like, all right. It's a bit of an odd one, but we'll see. It shouldn't be bad. Again, I mean, I don't think any of these matches per se are going to be bad matches. We're also going to get SCU versus the Acclaimed. Again, so probably going to get the Acclaimed a win. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is really. The Acclaimed have been calling out the Young Bucks, so it kind of makes sense that that they get involved, that they win the match here, and so they get themselves some heat, right? I don't know. We'll see how things go for this one again, but it's just like, okay, let's put some stuff here. Fleming in the chat says SCU can afford a loss. SCU has been losing. That's pretty much all they've been doing. I mean, I think I agree, with the fact that I'm just going to pull out some stats here. I don't think that I think I know what you mean in that it's not going to damage them, anything horrible if they do take a loss here, but at some point you start wondering, right? You start asking yourself, well, what's going to be the next level here? What's the next thing that they're going to do? Because currently, especially in the situation with Christopher Daniels, because Christopher Daniels been losing pretty much all of his singles matches. I don't know. It just feels a little weird to me. Like on Dynamite, see, they lost against the Inner Circle a couple of weeks ago. They lost a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles a couple of weeks ago in September. Then lost that four-way match, of course. Then lost to Butcher and the Blade, lost to the Lucha Brothers, the Inner Circle, then lost to FTR as well. They've been taking a lot of losses. Lost a contendership match last May. I mean, like you guys say, like, I guess, in their case, maybe at this point, the losses really don't mean that much. I agree that the Acclaim will probably, the Acclaim probably need it more. Because there's only so far that Max Caster and his John Cena impression is going to be able to carry them. Oh, that's right. I said it. That's right. I went there. Oh, yeah. So that was okay. So I'm figuring the Acclaim should win just because they're feuding with the Bucks these days. That makes the most sense. Women's match, we have NWA World Women Champion Serena Deeb and Big Swole versus Diamante and Ivelisse. These are all off the heels of all these backstage brawls that have been happening with the women, especially last week. I don't know what this is going to do. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish here exactly. They're clearly establishing some factions, so I kind of feel like this might just be a story bump, essentially. I kind of feel Ivelisse and Diamante need the stronger win here, but they also need to clarify exactly what's going on backstage with all the women fighting and Jade and Brandy and Shaq, and hopefully we can get some cohesion, because right now it's a little scattered, which is fine, but we sort of have to bring it all together. Give us a story. We've got the elements here simmering, bubbling. Let's bring it to a full boil here. I'm good with that. And then probably the main attraction, the big event that everyone's probably looking forward to the most here. I know I am. I'm looking forward to this. Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela in an AEW World Title Eliminator match. It's a no disqualification. Anything goes, folks. Anything goes. Kenny Omega, what can you say these days that hasn't already been said and that people aren't already talking about everywhere? He was back on Impact last night, showed up with the... he showed up and helped the Good Brothers take out the Motor City Machine Guns and Rich Swann. They're setting up a match at Hard to Kill, if I'm not mistaken, the next Impact pay-per-view. So, and Kenny defended his Triple Mania, not his Triple Mania championship, but his Triple A championship at Triple Mania this past weekend in a fantastic affair, which you definitely should check out because it was very, very good. Yeah, that's it. It's like Kenny's on a roll. Of course, he's winning this match against Joey Janela. I remember the match that he and Janela had last year on Dark was a ladder match, if I'm not mistaken. It was either a ladder match or a no DQ. I kind of feel it was a ladder match, but maybe it was no DQ because there were ladders in it. But I think it was a ladder. I don't quite remember. But it was fantastic. I really liked it. And I thought, wow, okay, well, if Dark has these types of matches, that Dark is going to be a must-see thing. I really liked it. I'm excited to see these two go at it again. Like, Joey Janela, he doesn't care about his body, and that's fine. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Kenny Omega will be happy to oblige. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm mostly excited to see how they're going to connect the Impact things that happened last night to tonight, to Dynamite. Hopefully they'll do a better job than last week, because last week when Don Callis and Kenny ended up on Dynamite, it was essentially a retread of the promo that was cut the night before on Impact. So hopefully we get a little something more, right? I hope we get a little kick I'd really be excited about that if that were to happen. If something else were to happen tonight, like the Good Brothers showing up, I think that'd be neat. Why not? We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see how this is all going to go down. So it's good stuff. We also have segments that have been announced. Dasha is going to interview Dustin Rhodes. Eddie Kingston will address his enemies. I love that title. Like that title's like, he will address his enemies. It is the most Eddie Kingston thing. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Sting is going to appear live. Why cut back on a good thing when people are obviously tuning in to see Sting? Just keep bringing him, right? DGNC in the chat just dropped, says, I wonder when and where Mox is going to pop up again. You know, I have no inside information. I don't know how, I'm not a scoopster. I don't know about the latest news, but I'll tell you this. We haven't seen Mox in a couple of weeks. The Tokyo Dome stuff for Wrestle Kingdom has been announced. Nothing for Kenta. No matches for Kenta as of yet. And the Road 2 shows are going to start very shortly. So the series of shows that are going to lead us into Wrestle Kingdom. And, we haven't seen Mox in a couple of weeks. Don't know exactly where he is. Maybe he's landed in Japan and he's doing the 2-week quarantine. I think that they expect of anyone who comes into the country, so that he can be freed up to go attack Kenta when Kenta's first match on the Road 2 tour lands, which I think it's next week. Why don't we check together? Let me take a look here. You can go to schedule on the New Japan website. Let me see here. Yeah, it's not on the 22nd. Is it on the 23rd? I think his first match is. Yeah. I think his first match is on. No, it's on the 22nd. Kenta's first match is on December 22nd. He's going to be in a 6-man tag with Jay White and Gedo versus Kota Ibushi, Juice Robinson, and Sho. So excited to see it. Like, if I were a betting man, I would put money on Jon Moxley showing up on December 22nd. It's starting to feel like that for me. We'll see. Let's talk about NXT a little bit here. Cyclops is better than Wolverine. Good to see you. Welcome. And welcome to the chat.
Oh,
NXT.
yeah.
Evan Wright left us a super chat. And hello, Evan. Good to see you. He says, breaking news now. Top Flight signed full-time. That was just announced. Yes. Yes. Good. Good for them. Good for them. I'm happy. Happy they're getting some. I'm happy that they've been signed. More tag teams, but what are you gonna do? All right, so here we go. We've got a few things on NXT happening tonight. The main attraction, I guess what's going to be the main event, Kyle O'Reilly is going to fight Pete Dunne for a title opportunity at New Year's Evil, which is going to be the NXT Super Show next year, which is weird to say, but that's it. I don't know how you can go wrong with this. Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne has all the tools to be an extremely fun match. Should be a good match on top of that, I'd say. And I mean, good stakes to the match as well. Whoever wins gets a matchup against Balor for the title. Hey, this works for me. This is good stuff. Kyle and Dunn have personal history as well. Like it all connects. I like it. It's just good. I like it. And quite frankly, I would take Pete Dunne and have him win and go into the new year as the first challenger for Finn. I don't know if you want to roll back quickly to Kyle O'Reilly, but you see, now I'm thinking out loud, and I'm saying to myself, well, why not continue to establish Kyle O'Reilly as a guy who belongs in the upper tier, that he belongs in this upper sphere of main event contenders. But then again, if you send him back against Finn in January, he's going to lose. Does that lose a little luster? But then again, I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one. I'd go for Dunn. I think Dunn would be an interesting match. It'd be a very interesting match leading into January with Finn Balor. But it's like I've said it quickly, but I like the idea that they're mixing up the main event picture, throwing in new people, shuffling the cards a little bit, not necessarily going immediately back to Adam Cole. You still have Tommaso Ciampa in the background who can, you can just pull back up there whenever needed. I like that they're bringing new people into the onto that level, onto the championship tier, I guess. We'll see what happens tonight. Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm are supposed to clash in a grudge match. I did not like any of their matches in NXT UK. These two together. I really did not. I thought they were slow paced. They were a little sloppy, lots of miscommunication. Hopefully this will be different. I am not half as stoked out as a lot of people are. I love Rhea. I like Toni. But together, I'm not sure it works. I do not think it works. Let's give them an opportunity to work it through tonight and see what happens. I think this is going to be a fuck finish. I think they're going to want to continue to protect Rhea. And I don't think you want your newest heel to start eating clean losses tonight on one of the first nights she's out. I don't know what Rhea Ripley's still doing in NXT, by the way. I was convinced she got a send-off. I was sure she was heading to Raw or SmackDown, preferably SmackDown. I have no idea why she's still there. I really don't. Leon Ruff and Kushida are going to face Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory because they all don't like each other. Kushida is going to fill in for Damian Priest because Damian Priest was taken out by Carrion Cross last week. And Ruff and Priest, despite the fact that they were opponents for the North American title, they sort of hugged it out and became pals and whatnot. Austin Theory, I hopefully will wear another too small shirt. That was hilarious how small and snug his shirt was last week. That couldn't have been the planned wardrobe. Anyway, so this is something that's going to happen. I think we'll see how things go moving forward. If they continue to give Rush some shine despite the loss, I'm okay with it. I can get behind them wanting to build a new star. They need to do something with Kushida. He's so good these days. The way they've been booking him just leading up to this, it's been really good. I don't know why they'd stop. But hey, it's WWE. David Watts, hello! And Wrestling Plug Inc., hello! Welcome to the chat in the last minute of the pre-stream as we talk about Carrion Cross, who is going to be in action tonight, competing for the first time since his shoulder injury that forced him to relinquish the title last August. Personally, I am glad to see him back. It's probably going to be a squash match. There's probably going to be Damian Priest involved in some form. But sincerely, frankly, I think NXT needs Carrion Cross around. I think he's going to do some good. He's going to he's going to be a bit of a breath of fresh air, and I'm really happy he's all right and that he's back competing so soon. that is good news. Come and join us on the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord if you want to continue the chats and watch AEW and NXT with us. Link is in the description. And of course, come join me tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes for more wrestling talk. Good evening, everyone. Enjoy the shows.